Get ready for the deep dive because Deep Rock Galactic Corporation is gearing up for a massive launch. We are talking about the early access debut of Deep Rock Galactic, Rogue Core, where new Reclaimer squads will be deployed into the terrifying Greyout barrier. This is where the action heats up as recruits head into co-op teams to reclaim abandoned facilities deep underground, facing off against the terrifying core spawn. Find out everything you need to know about this high-stakes, roguelite adventure launching soon. History forever. And finally, we travel back to the early 1979 scene as the Clash arrived in the USA. We look at the electrifying moments of their first shows, the tension with their record company, and the incredible energy they brought to Berkeley. Don't miss this deep dive into punk history. Stay with us because this is the news that matters. Deep Rock Galactic Corporation is preparing for the early access launch of Deep Rock Galactic, Rogue Core, signaling the start of what is positioned to be the most perilous mining operation in the history of Hawks's IV. The mission targets the Greyout Barrier, a notoriously lost region following the infamous Greyout incident, where new Reclaimer squads will be deployed in 1 to 4 player co-op teams to reclaim abandoned underground facilities. While Deep Rock Galactic Corporation cannot guarantee survival rates, onboarding for the initiative is officially set for May 20, 2026. Deep Rock Galactic, operating under the entertainment conglomerate Ghost Ship Games, functions as an interstellar mining company in areas generally deemed unprofitable by other intelligent lifeforms. Following the discovery of the rare mineral expenate beneath unexplored layers of Hawks's IV, all DRG mining operations ceased after the mysterious Greyout event, leaving no signals, reinforcements, or survivor reports. The Rogue Core initiative is a standalone co-op roguelite experience, distinct from the standard sandbox mining format. Recruits will enter zones beyond DRG's control with the objective of pushing into the Greyout barrier, restarting facilities, extracting expenite, and surviving the threat posed by the core spawn. The game is built on procedural generation, ensuring that every playthrough on Hawks's IV features unique layouts, routes, encounters, and combat scenarios. Players will utilize standard traversal tools, including industrial explosives, tunnel drilling equipment, and zipline launchers, though terrain destruction is fully enabled, meaning player actions, such as collapsing routes, will have immediate consequences. Rogue Core emphasizes a co-op roguelite structure, requiring teams to adapt quickly, as players start under-equipped and build power through perks, tech upgrades, and in-mission loot. Ghost Ship Games is prioritizing a co-op first roguelite philosophy, emphasizing team coordination over individual heroism. The Greyout Barrier is a high-risk zone due to the emergence of the core spawn, a hostile, mutated faction exhibiting aggressive behaviors, including swarm tactics and direct attacks against reclaimers. DRG currently lacks a reliable method to counter the core spawn, and the company's legal department advises against experimental negotiation. Participants in the Rogue Core Early Access program can expect the game to expand for approximately 18 to 24 months post-launch, driven by community feedback. DRG assures that the game will launch in a fully playable and polished state, with future updates focused on depth rather than foundational rebuilding. This is confirmed as a standalone project, not an expansion of prior operations. Deployment is imminent, with thousands of reclaimers scheduled to enter the Greyout to test their mettle in this extreme environment. Applicants are advised to consult the official website for further details. Van Halen fans are taking note of a fresh, audacious take on their classic track, Runnin' with the Devil, courtesy of a remix by producer Rhythm Scholar. This 12-inch version transforms the iconic opener into a 6-minute, high-energy mashup that blends classic rock, funk, breakbeats, and pure musical chaos. The remix layers in samples and snippets drawn from legendary artists such as Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, James Brown, and Donna Summer, all while preserving the core swagger of the original Van Halen track. Furthermore, the remix features new guitar work contributed by Finnish guitarist Sami Runnin, a detail that may prompt some purists to seek out the original album. The original Runnin' with the Devil, from Van Halen's groundbreaking 1978 debut, is a cornerstone of rock history, establishing the band's revolutionary sound through Eddie Van Halen's guitar work, David Lee Roth's vocals, Michael Anthony's bass, and Alex Van Halen's drumming. The track is also legendary for its opening car horn effect, reportedly manipulated in the studio using actual car horns. What sets this remix apart is its approach. Rather than attempting to refine the original, it serves as a celebration of the band's unrestrained energy and musical freedom. This experimental spirit aligns with Eddie Van Halen's philosophy. There are no rules, do whatever you want with them. Regardless of personal preference, the remix successfully achieves its goal of presenting Runnin' with the Devil in a completely new and electrifying context. May 19 marks a significant date in rock history, a day that has profoundly shaped the genre through its rebellious spirit, broad cultural influence, and the innovative music created by its stars. This day has been instrumental in delivering hit songs, establishing cultural milestones, and hosting memorable performances that have left an indelible mark on rock and roll. For rock fans of all demographics, exploring these events is essential to understanding the genre's evolution. The milestones achieved on May 19 are crucial. Without them, the landscape of modern rock music would be vastly different. The day witnessed recordings and performances by well-known rock artists that are now iconic touchstones of the genre. Furthermore, events that took place on May 19 introduced changes and challenges to the rock industry that reverberated for years, fundamentally impacting the direction of the music scene. These key moments collectively define rock and roll and have actively shaped the genre. As history unfolds, each day adds another layer to the rich narrative of rock and roll history. In early 1979, as the punk movement was gaining momentum, The Clash arrived in the United States to launch their first shows, marking a significant moment in their career. The author recounts witnessing the tour firsthand, detailing the contrasting atmosphere between The Clash's performances and previous acts like the Sex Pistols. While both bands shared an audience eager to see them live, The Clash cultivated a mood less overtly punk, often playing in more upscale venues, which some critics dismissed as boring snobs. This difference led the band to organize a secret, cheaper show in a grungier venue in San Francisco. Despite internal friction, fueled by dissatisfaction with their U.S. record company, CBS, which deemed their first album too primitive, The Clash were sent to America to record their second album with Blue Oyster Cult's producer. The band was eager to play in the birthplace of rock and roll, even bringing legendary figure Bo Diddley on tour. Backstage, the band navigated pressures from the major label while maintaining a degree of privacy. The initial North American tour opened in Canada, but their debut U.S. show took place in Berkeley, California, on February 7, 1979. The event featured an unexpected opening by Bo Diddley, followed by high-energy performances from The Clash, who encouraged audience interaction, leading to a massive crowd response. The tour faced logistical hurdles, including the U.S. record label renaming the tour from the Pearl Harbor Tour to the Give 'Em Enough Rope Tour to avoid offense. The reception in Los Angeles was noted as less bohemian than San Francisco, where the new wave scene was more robust. The band's performance at a benefit concert for new youth in San Francisco was electrifying, drawing a wild crowd, though the overall experience was mixed, with some critiques noting a flattened sound. Post-show, the band engaged in a series of press events, turning interviews into personal comedy shows, addressing issues like marketing and the band's image. Despite internal frustrations regarding label handling and publicity, the band expressed a resolve to continue their mission, defeating apathy in rock and roll. The tour concluded with a strong showing in Santa Monica, signaling a potential trajectory for the Clash to become a global force.